Wait. Before you click away thinking this is just another Kaspa FUD video, I need you to hear this. Everyone's losing their minds about smart contracts being delayed, but what I'm about to reveal will completely change how you see this situation. Because while the crypto Twitter mob is screaming delay equals death, institutional money might be quietly positioning for what could be the most explosive altcoin breakout of 2025. But first we need to separate fact from fiction, because the misinformation spreading about Kaspa right now is absolutely insane. Look, I'm going to be brutally honest with you from the jump. If I said anything in my previous videos that made it sound like Kaspa themselves screwed up this smart contract launch, then I need to set the record straight right now, because that's not what happened. Kaspa didn't delay smart contracts, Kasplex did. And 90% of retail investors don't understand. Kasplex is not Kaspa. This is crucial, so pay attention. Kasplex is a layer 2 project building on top of Kaspa's base layer. They're the ones developing the smart contract platform. Meanwhile, the Kaspa core team is laser-focused on what they do best, perfecting the base protocol with innovations like DAG-NI and the upcoming consensus upgrade that will make Kaspa even faster and more scalable than it already is. So while everyone's panicking about delays, Kaspa's roadmap is actually proceeding exactly as planned. The blockchain that processes over 10 transactions per second with near-instant finality, that's humming along perfectly. The delay everyone's freaking out about comes from a layer 2 solution, not the revolutionary base chain that's already outperforming Bitcoin in every technical metric that matters. But here's where it gets interesting, and why smart money might be accumulating while retail panics. Yes, Kasplex delayed their launch. But it wasn't because smart contracts don't work. In fact, and this is the part that should have you paying very close attention, Kasplex already has smart contract functionality running in testnet. The contracts exist, they function, they work. So what's the real issue? Infrastructure. And this is where things get fascinating from an investment perspective. The Kasplex team realized they needed more time to bulletproof the systems that make contracts usable at institutional scale. We're talking about hardware requirements so nodes can run reliably without crashing under massive transaction volumes. Distributed system architecture that won't buckle when thousands of DeFi degenerates are aping into yield farms simultaneously. Disaster recovery and high availability systems, so your million-dollar smart contracts don't just disappear if one part of the network goes down. Stress testing memory and storage stacks for enterprise-grade reliability. Making sure RPC and relayer services, the critical infrastructure that connects contracts to apps and wallets, are rock solid. Think about this for a second. It's kind of like building a skyscraper. The apartments are finished, the windows are installed, the lights work perfectly, but the elevators are still being stress tested, the fire exits aren't certified, and the backup generators haven't been connected yet. Would you want to move your family into that building right now? Would you want to deploy millions of dollars of institutional capital into that ecosystem? Absolutely not. And that's exactly the situation Kasplex found themselves in. The technology works, but the safety infrastructure isn't ready for prime time yet. Now, this delay has created a fascinating split in the crypto community. And understanding this psychology could be the difference between massive gains and crushing losses. Camp 1. The retail panic sellers. These are the people who heard dates, saw the hype, expected contracts to be live by Black Friday, and when that didn't happen, they felt betrayed. They're dumping their bags and moving to the next shiny object. So, let's talk about Camp 2, which is really the institutional mindset. These are the players who see this as a responsible, mature move. Honestly, they'd rather wait for bulletproof infrastructure than see a rushed rollout that leads to exploits, broken applications, or security failures that destroy billions in total value locked. And, history is overwhelmingly on the side of Camp 2. Every single time a blockchain rushed out major features without proper testing, it ended in absolute disaster. We're talking hacks, forks, exploits, and billions of dollars evaporating overnight. Remember the DAO hack? $60 million gone. The Poly Network exploit? $610 million stolen. The Wormhole Bridge hack? $320 million vanished. All because teams rushed to market without proper infrastructure testing. So is this delay actually bad for Kaspa? Hell no. If anything, it proves that the ecosystem is maturing beyond the move fast and break things mentality that's destroyed so much wealth in crypto. Kasplex is ensuring that when contracts do go live, they can actually handle real-world institutional stress without catastrophic failures. That's not weakness. That's the kind of responsible development that attracts serious money. But here's what gets me genuinely excited about the upside potential, and why this temporary setback might be creating the opportunity of a lifetime. Let's talk about what smart contracts will unlock for Kaspa once they're properly deployed. DeFi revolution. We're talking about lending protocols, borrowing mechanisms, yield farming platforms, all running on Kaspa's lightning-fast DAG architecture. While Ethereum users are paying $50 plus in gas fees and waiting minutes for confirmations, Kaspa DeFi could offer sub-cent transactions with near-instant settlement. NFT and gaming explosion. Kaspa's speed and scalability could deliver smoother gaming experiences than any existing blockchain. We're talking about on-chain gaming that actually works, NFT marketplaces that don't crash under heavy volume, digital assets that transfer instantly without breaking the bank. Interoperability bridges are really opening up new possibilities with cross-chain swaps, multi-chain applications, and bridges connecting Kaspa to the broader crypto ecosystem. This could, position Kaspa as the high-speed highway connecting all major blockchains. None of this exists on Kaspa today. But when smart contracts do launch, and all technical indicators suggest they will, the entire narrative changes overnight. We go from Kaspa is just fast money to Kaspa is fast money and a complete DeFi ecosystem. And while Kasplex handles the Layer 2 development, the Kaspa core team hasn't missed a beat. They're delivering on DAGNI improvements, transaction confirmation optimizations, and scalability enhancements that will make the base layer even more attractive for developers. The foundation is, honestly, rock solid. The base layer is still decentralized, still proof of work, still fixed supply, and, still delivering on every technical promise. The delay is purely on the Layer 2 side, and remember, Kasplex is not Kaspa. Not. Now, let's address the elephant in the room that's probably eating at most of you watching this video. The price action has been absolutely brutal. Kaspa's been trading around 8 to 8.5 cents, and for a project that gets compared to Bitcoin on a daily basis, that sideways action is frankly disappointing. We've been stuck under 10 cents for months, and that's creating real frustration in the community. But here's the thing about price action in crypto. It doesn't always reflect fundamentals. So some traders bought the rumor expecting smart contracts to pump the price, and when the launch got delayed, they sold the news. That's just classic emotional trading that, honestly, creates opportunities for those thinking longer term. If smart contracts really are coming, and all technical evidence suggests they are, then this current 8-cent range could be setting up as an accumulation zone before the next massive narrative shift. Because once contracts go live, the conversation completely changes. Instead of when smart contracts, we'll be hearing which DeFi protocol is launching first, and which NFT marketplace is going live, and which gaming project is building on Kaspa. Those are the kinds of questions that bring institutional liquidity and serious user adoption into a network. But I want to hear your theories on why we're stuck in this price range. Is it miners constantly selling? Lack of major exchange listings? Are we simply waiting for the next crypto bull run to lift all boats? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I'm genuinely curious about your perspectives. Here's my completely honest take on this situation. Was it irresponsible of Kasplex to build up community expectations with rough launch dates? Probably, yeah. They should have been clearer that development timelines in crypto are more like guidelines than promises. Should they have communicated better about potential delays? Absolutely. Transparency prevents panic and builds long-term trust. But do I think this delay is a death sentence for Kaspa? Not even close. The Kaspa base layer is performing flawlessly. Kasplex just needs more development time to build infrastructure that can handle institutional-grade volume without breaking. And honestly, I'd rather see a strategic delay than a catastrophic launch disaster. Because when smart contracts do arrive, if they're stable, secure, and scalable, it could position Kaspa as the clear winner among competitors who rushed features and paid the price with hacks and exploits. I focus on Kaspa because I genuinely believe it's one of the most undervalued opportunities in crypto right now, with potential for exponential gains once the market recognizes its technical superiority. But I want your honest opinions. Do you think Kasplex made the right call delaying smart contracts to ensure proper infrastructure, or did they miss a golden opportunity by not capitalizing on current market momentum? And more importantly, what's your theory on why Kaspa's price isn't moving? What catalyst do you think will finally break us out of this 8 to 10 cent range? Hit that like button if this analysis helped clarify the situation. Subscribe for honest crypto coverage without the hype, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Important disclaimer. This content is for educational and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. Cryptocurrency investments are highly volatile and risky. You could lose all your invested capital. Always conduct your own research and consult with qualified financial advisors before making investment decisions. I may hold positions in cryptocurrencies discussed in this video. Past performance does not guarantee future results.